Now this is one fast mom car. I'll include a link to the Ford here in Park City's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Explorer. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. Powering this is a turbo 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Got an Explorer there with the giant badge and then pretty boxy design with the hood. The headlights, although they curve, they're still boxy as well with the design. You've got the fog lights below that. And then you can see this massive grille with the ST badge. And finished in white. Yeah, it looks like a cop car. That's just how it is. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 45 by 21. You've got nice kind of like satin gray with the wheels. You also get red brake calipers with this ST package, and then you can see the fender flares and all that are unpainted. But they do black at the pillar and the mirror cap at least, and the door handles are painted. Now for a third row SUV, it actually has a pretty sleek side profile. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, you've got the opening for the hatch, Ford logo on the back. Controls in the back for the seats to raise and lower them, well at least the third row. A little 12 volt right next to that as well. And then you can see the little USB ports that just the right side passenger gets. With the third row folded up, you still have a decent amount of space, but then you also have those kind of like side cubbies, which is interesting. Anyways, when you're all done, just press that. I like how the taillight kind of arcs across a little bit. And then you do have parking sensors down below with the ST badge too, and then you've got 4 exhaust tips, 2 on either side. That will cap things off for the exterior. This week's giveaway makes my Jeep look lame because it is a supercharged Rubicon 392 that is fully decked out, producing 650 horsepower. Now, not only can you win this Rubicon 392, but part of the giveaway is also $26,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And not only that, your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now check out the interior. Lots of soft touch on the door panel itself. You've got nice red stitching here on the door panel as well, and then you can see that leads to the little cup holder. Look at that, perforated down the center portion, more of that red stitching. Captain chairs with this one. Legroom in the second row is pretty good. We've got a little storage pocket. Climate zone for the rear passengers, heated seats, some more charge ports below that. And then there are vents throughout the top. Yeah, I don't fit in this third row. The Explorer has quite possibly the worst third row in the segment. I mean, like, I can't even get my foot back here. Like, is this for Oompa Loompas? What is this? Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. We also have memory seats with this. And you guys can see all the window controls. The mirrors do power fold in, by the way, and then more red stitching on the door panel. ST logo there on the front seat, again perforated all down the center. Power adjustments on the side with lumbar support. And then the passenger has power adjustments and lumbar support too. Now when it comes to the steering wheel, perforated on either side. Paddle shifters are in the back for the 10-speed. Got the ST logo at the bottom. And then a bunch of practical controls on the front face, including for the adaptive cruise control. You've got the volume controls and then controls there for the center stack too. Full digital gauge cluster in the center, which means that you can customize the information that's displayed here. And look at this. It also gives you a little animation for the drive modes. 360 camera system, good resolution with the system. And then as for the rest of the screen, we've got the little shortcut bar, so you can go into things. Hill descent control built into the screen. Forward, please stop doing it. Physical buttons, bring them back. But yeah, this at least responds quickly. It does have the climate controls also built into the screen, unfortunately. But it's always accessible there at the bottom, and then this is going to come with heated and ventilated seats as well as an auto mode. We do get a few physical buttons below for like the camera shortcut, stability, auto hold, parking assist, your auto stop start, and then there's even a phone charging pad there too. Below that we have some storage here, USB ports, cup holders. You've got the dial shifter, parking brake, drive mode select, center console, some USB ports. Nice trim here on the top, and then also look at the dash, that stitching that goes across. This is actually the sunglass holder, and then we've got a panoramic sunroof. Explorer ST, $62,255. Let's see how this performs. Let us set off in the chariot of Oompa Loompas. I'm gonna keep rolling with that because that third row is ridiculous. I mean, here's why the third row is so bad. The seats are super low, so your legs get pushed up. And then you have like 0 space between the third row and the second row. So your legs are pushed up, you're sitting, so that means that you feel like you're squatting down in the seat, and then you have nowhere to put your feet. The Explorer feels less like a third row SUV and more like a 2-row SUV that happens to have a third row thrown in, kind of like the Mitsubishi Outlander. But it makes up for it in performance, because boy, oh boy, has it got torque. This and the Durango are really the only 2 cool 3-row SUVs. They're reasonably priced, right? They're still expensive, but more reasonably priced. Acoustic glass up front, by the way. So you do get a little bit more insulation from noise and everything. Man, for having such big wheels and not super a large amount of profile on the tires, this thing drives pretty smooth. I'm really excited to review the new off-road version. What is it? They're not doing the Timberline this time. They're doing the Tremor, I think. Expedition Tremor, something like that. I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be interesting, to say the least. Man, these seats are comfortable. Ford does a good job with seats. You gotta give them, other than the third row seats. But yeah, you gotta give them credit where credit's due. These seats are nice. They hold you in place, and just the cushioning and everything, it's just comfortable. It's a cozy seat. It's a cozy seat. I will say, this thing does, with the steering wheel and everything, this thing feels pretty darn sporty. Its turning radius is like, yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby for a third row. Man, this thing's quick. You can tune these things too. Get crazy amounts of power. It's a pretty fun car. So, Ford Exploder Oompa Loompa Edition. That's what we're gonna call this now. I always come up with nicknames for everything. Ford Exploder Oompa Loompa Edition. But that's every single Ford Exploder. They all have the horrible third row. Ford. You do things so well, and some things not so much. I think, other than the third row, this is a really nice, that's a cool car. It's an FJ, but like the lights and everything made that look cool. This is a nice interior. For a Ford, seriously, Ford's not known for their interiors, and this thing's pretty nice feeling, pretty sporty feeling. Seats are comfortable, drives well, it's got great power, lots of features, solid value. Now they probably can't fix the third row for this gen. They're gonna have to probably just make a new car, but that should be a top priority for Ford, is making that third row more usable, because everyone else in the segment has a more usable third row. Like, this is, other than Mitsubishi with the Outlander, which the Outlander is technically not in the segment, yeah, everyone is better. And so it's like, if you're actually gonna be selling a family car, it needs to be able to be a family car. And you know, I know people make this work, but like, yeah, those seats, that ain't it. That ain't it.